Hi guys, I'm sure you guys see my last video that I was asking for prayers. I want to tell you something that happened to me on my way home. I ended up was listening to my Christian music like I always do, and for some reason I decided to head down the wrong road. Something was telling me you're going down the wrong road, and I said, I don't understand what the heck I did that for. When I turned around and I looked at the sky, okay, my jaw dropped. I'm going to show you this picture that I took, and I hope you guys can see what I see. I heard, plain as day, I, the lion, have roared. You are protected. Look at that. Look at that. The mouth open, right there. The mane, the body. How powerful is that? And see, I'm in nothing but cornfields, all country. I'm surrounded by nothing but country. Okay? And so I thought that was pretty neat. And all of a sudden, I had like this urge. Not this urge, like a vision popped in my head. And I was like, oh my gosh. I remember a couple years ago, I had this dream that I was dragged off by FEMA of some sort. I believe it was FEMA. And they put me in this room. And I said, why am I being held here? Why am I being held here? What did I do? What did I do? And two women come in, okay? And they kept trying to get me to talk. And I wouldn't talk. I just sat there. And two women come in and says, don't say anything. And I was like, what's going on? They said, don't worry. You're protected. And then I woke up. And I said, what? All this is to do with this coronavirus thing, okay? I know I have a Christian doctor, and I could not ask for a better doctor. He is absolutely amazing in every way, okay? I believe with all of my heart, through the power of prayer. Now, all my powerful prayer warriors on my Facebook and on my YouTube channel, my true family that have prayed for me, I believe I am healed, and that it's something simple with a little puff puff called albuterol. Okay, and because I've never had the same feeling. I passed out. I fell 5-6 different times last night out of the shower. My oxygen level was just kaputs. This is not going to stop me from getting what I was just shown out. Now, this is what I'm going to say. It's debatable. It's more of a theory type, which ties into the Bible. But I'm not saying 100% that this is it, okay? But just hear me out, okay? So we have right here, which is going to take me a minute to find it. All right, here it is. We have the false prophet, Pope Francis, right? Gives Emmanuel Macron his blessings and anoints him to take the global stage as leader of the New World Order. Okay? We have the false prophet, Pope Francis, operating with under a name stolen from, God, giving his sulfuric blessing to Antichrist wannabe Emmanuel Macron, whose name literally means God with us. Macron wants to seize power of the New World Order, and both the UN Security Council and the Pontifex Maximus of Rome has signed off on it. Every one of these end times villains are looking for the world like they're in training for Revelation 13 Olympics. 18 months, people, 18 months. How many times have I said 18 months is the midpoint of the ruling of the Antichrist when he's going to get everything cut off? I'm just, hear me out on this, because I had the Holy Spirit so strong on me. Okay, Emmanuel Macron is preparing to assume power, the global leader in the international COVID-19 pandemic, received the first fervent support of Pope Francis during a telephone exchange today in Paris, and this date was April 23rd. Okay, Security Council to take reins of power in the burgeoning New World Order. No small feat, though, that was the first shoe. Today, the second shoe drops as it's revealed that Emmanuel Macron had phone meeting with Pope Francis, where he receives his blessing and full support to reset the global economy. Now I'm going to read you this, and this is just like, what? Okay. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Matthew 1:23. Okay. Let's just say the Antichrist has been revealed, and it is him. Let's just say, okay? Then that would mean that the Revelation 12 sign that has occurred, September 23rd, 2017, and April 5th of this year on Palm Sunday, okay, which means that he's now getting lifted up. Now, this next part I'm going to tell you is not theory, it's fact. Okay, so now we have, tomorrow, oh gosh, I got so many papers. Tomorrow I have, there it is. We have an asteroid that's named 52768 1998 OR2, okay, which is to reach the Earth. Now, Steve Fletcher just did a video on this, and it makes sense because if you read in Matthew 24:32, it tells us about the parable of the fig tree. Now, I'm going to read to you what it says. Now, learn this, that the parable of the fig tree, when its branch has already become tender and puts forth leaves, you know that summer is near. So you also, when you see all these things, know that it is at the door, that it is near, even at the doors. So there you have it. Okay, now, summer is what, June 20th or something like that? All right, now the Revelation 12 sign. Why do I keep bringing this up? Because it's extremely important on how it fits in Bible prophecy. Okay, hold on. All right. So, May 7th, 8th, right here, I'm going to read this. This was April 26th, and I ran out of printer ink, so that's why I didn't do a video. Sanhedrin to reenact Hezekiah's second Passover sacrifice on the Mount of Olives. 2 Chronicles 30:26. There was great rejoicing in Jerusalem, for since the time of David, or King Shlomo, son of David of Yisrael, nothing like it had happened in Jerusalem. For the last 10 years, the Sanhedrin has overseen reenactment of the Korban Pesach, the most important sacrifice that was brought in the temple. This year, despite receiving all permits required, the ceremony was not allowed to take place due to the health ministry regulations. The Sanhedrin requested that a small ceremony of 10 Kohanim, which is Jewish men of priestly descent, be permitted to take the place at the biblically appointed time. Okay, you biblically appointed time on the Temple Mount. But this request was also denied. Okay, so currently no Jews are permitted to enter the Temple Mount, even through the Muslim Authority is holding public prayers in contravention of the health ministry regulations. But the Sanhedrin did not despair, and the Torah makes provisions for such a difficulty with the institution of the Pesach Sheni, the day on which the Jews were unable to bring the Passover offering on the 14th of Nisan, would bring their Passover lamb 1 month later, which is second Passover. How many times have you heard me talk about that? Second Passover. And if we're a month off, that would originally be the Passover. And didn't he just say it's going to be at the biblically appointed time? Now listen, what if, okay, Satan gets cast out tomorrow, okay? The 7th, they do that daily sacrifice. Okay, that would be the daily sacrifice. It is 7 days to the 14th, like Noah in the ark. We've already got all these businesses opening up Friday, and then others that are opening May 1st, okay? Now, say that they're open, or say that everything, they're eating, drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage, right? Until the day that Noah entered the ark, okay, and the doors were sealed. Then the rains came and wiped them all away. That's exactly what's going to happen and what is. This is the trap that they're getting ready to fall into. They're opening up all this stuff. Everyone's thinking, oh, it's great. I've been without work and da-da-da-da-da. Have you heard of faith? Have you heard of Jesus Christ? You know, so that you can have a better relationship and understanding with him and know that where we are in Bible prophecy, it's extremely important to understand where we are at. Okay. And then the 14th, Pope Francis already said he's going to declare new world order worldwide. Okay. And if he declares it worldwide, why not have the Antichrist rise into full power that day, the great last day? Okay. Now, many say we're not in the tribulation. Hypothetically say, what if we just seen the revealing? And then, as Revelation 12 sign says, right here, and another sign appeared in the heaven. This is 3 and on. And behold, a great fiery red dragon having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay? Because the 10 horns are the 10 nations that's going to be surrounding. But in order for the New World Order to come into play, America has to completely fall. Okay, their finances and everything globally. And we have to be out of the way because we are the restrainer. The restrainer lives inside us. So the Holy Spirit lives inside us. Okay, because we are the church. Okay, and his tail drew a third of the stars of heaven and threw them down to the earth. What if that's tomorrow? The red dragon. Okay, when you see the okay. So the Antichrist would sorry, give me a moment. The Holy Spirit is on me strongly right now because I know that what God has showed me is absolute correct because the Bible does not lie. Okay? Men's understanding can be a little, obscure, but through the Holy Spirit, what God's showing is this is everything that God has done in the past goes back into the future. It's going to happen again. History repeats itself, okay? And he drew a third of the stars of heaven and threw them to the earth. Is there not supposed to be from tomorrow with this asteroid? There's going to be lots of little ones that's going to be flying around. Hello? Yeah. Okay, and before the woman was ready to give birth, to devour her child as soon as it was born, the dragon stood before her. Do you understand? The dragon stood before, which meaning that the revealing could have happened. That dragon, he was thrown to earth, bam, he's standing right in front of the Jewish people because the woman is the Jewish people, God's people. That child, whoop, get caught up to heaven, and then he persecutes, okay, which would be 18 months later. But he goes after her like a flood, but he doesn't get them or the remnant that's there. So, or that God protects to take them back into the wilderness. So he turns around and goes after the rest of the believers or the ones that now believe because this great pandemic globally worldwide had occurred. All right. So now let's get on to my next video. That way we can shut this up. So pray over this as always. Like I said, Jesus Christ is coming and there's a lot of prophetic signs that's happening in the moon, the stars, and we have to be awake and we have to be paying attention. Jesus is coming and I truly believe it is the month of May. Now, my next video that I'm going to make is going to be added to this last part, but I've got more other things to add to it, so stay tuned.